welcome back to the Sword of Truth podcast, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sword of Truth series with a coin purse full of craft brew on the side. I don't know. I think that might leak a little bit. Maybe.
I think it depends on the coin purse. I've seen different material. And,
like a leather kind of?
I've seen some rubber ones, but I guess they don't really seal on the top. I don't know.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and on this episode, we're spinning the tale of Chapter 28 of Blood of the Fold.
That's right, we are. I really like this chapter. I think it gets you very involved very quickly with, the little hints and stuff it drops as it goes. And I thought that was really great. If you're paying attention on different levels, you pick different things up until about halfway through the chapter.
Well, and I also think that the addition of a certain character in this chapter specifically makes it good. He's
true.
Delightful.
Fan fave, for sure. All right, well, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we open. 2 travelers, 1 man and 1 woman, are getting robbed by 2 nervous young outlaws. We learn that they're doing this because there's no work, and the Daharan army, the dicks that they were for sure, right?
Used to be, right.
Yeah, same guys.
It's
different...
under new management now.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah.
They stole everything that these boys' family had.
Yeah, all their stores for the winter, it's all gone.
They are starving. So it's not great. Desperate to get literally anything, one of these outlaws demands that the man tell him how to remove the collar from around his neck. And alas, the dude's deaf and dumb, so he can't help.
Yeah, the woman traveler is like, hey man, he can't hear you, he can't talk to you. It's no use. But this is the first of many hints we get along the way. Who else do we know
as
that
to
had
who it is?
A tall man with a metal collar around his neck that's been supposedly welded on?
Yeah. And there's a short woman with him? Yeah. When he searches this short woman, he finds a coin purse full of gold. But when he checks it, they're only stale biscuits. He can't tell that it's gold in there. He tosses it aside because they're literally disgusting. He puts it in his mouth. He's like, this is sour.
They're just gross biscuits,
yeah.
What I thought was interesting is, I don't know, the view of the coin purse was, initially, he's like, oh, check this out. I found a purse full of coins. He could feel it. He could feel the coins. You could hear him clinking and rattling around. It's money.
Mm-hmm.
And then he reaches in to grab a piece. And she's like, those are just old biscuits. And by the time it gets to his mouth, it's just an old biscuit. Because, you used to have to bite the gold to see if it was real because it would be soft.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like that, but it was a biscuit.
Yeah, she specifically said, don't bite down because it'll break your teeth. So, duh, it's just like a coin, but no.
Does that mean that it really was a gold coin that he was holding? He was just viewing it as a biscuit?
Yes.
So she didn't actually change the gold into biscuits?
No. It's just like Zed's dick trick where he's like, oh, it's gone. And they're all like, holy shit. And they can't see or feel it, but it's still there. He didn't remove the dicks.
Jedi mind trick.
Yes.
You do not want to eat the biscuits.
But it worked. And these guys figure out it's a wasted trip. There's nothing of value on these travelers. Even the horses they have, all 4 of them are fucking lame.
Okay, I don't know much about horses. What is that called? Equestrial? Equestrian?
Shit. There's,
Equestrian.
Yeah, that's a word associated with...
That's a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know much about it, but it seems to me that traveling with 4, I believe it was, lame horses would be almost impossible. Why would you take lame horses anywhere?
It's a money suck.
Isn't that a broken leg type situation? I
think the implied thing here is that they became lame, maybe on the journey, because she says she just doesn't have the heart to, put them out of their misery. Yeah, it could be a broken leg, but it could also just be they hyperextended it or so. If they have an injury that makes it hard for them to ride, you can't ride them without causing them more
making
harm.
It worse. Yeah. That's something we're really bad with horses apparently too.
Yeah. The only thing that these guys find is an empty journal that the woman says he's not going to take.
Right. And this is the 3rd clue right off the bat. Obviously, this is a journey book. And it does say that in the paragraph. it switches from this journal thing, and then when we see it from this woman traveler's point of view, that's a journey book. And then when the outlaw is talking about, well, if the journal is empty, we can just take it and sell it like that.
Yeah, and she's like, no, the fuck you can't.
But so at this point in the chapter, unless you are literally trying to not pay attention to what Goodkind is doing here,
yeah,
you know pretty much who this is.
You should at this point.
You should, right.
Yeah. Out of nowhere, the two of them are saved, quote unquote, by Daharan soldiers who show up just as these travelers disarm the boys. Like, they do a fancy bit of footwork and, just like, they have the sword and the knife all of a sudden. Even the deaf and the dumb one all of a sudden is quick enough to do this at the same time. It was real impressive.
He's the perfect assassin. Of course, being deaf and dumb would make him super sus. Like, obviously, it's the quiet guy.
Of course.
He's the assassin. Yeah. But no, these guys are young. It did say that, like, while they were holding him up, his sword was all shaky because he's skinny because he's not good at stealing stuff.
Yeah.
So they're like the worst thieves, or the best case scenario, worst set of thieves.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny.
It's also interesting that the old woman is very crafty. Like, it's one thing for, like, a tall dude who's in an iron collar to be good with knives, but you wouldn't expect an old lady to.
She's spry as fuck.
So, these Daharan soldiers roll up on the scene, and they're like, what the fuck's happening, guys? The two of them lie and say they weren't being robbed. They were just being shown a demonstration on how to defend themselves from robbers. Super cash. That's what happens all the time.
That's gotta be taking a shot at these two young thieves, right? Like, oh, they were just showing us how to not be robbed or how to defend ourselves from robbers. Hey, we already know how.
Yeah,
Turns out
we didn't need it.
We were fine.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, they showed us how.
They also tell the soldiers about the army stealing the boys' food. So even though they're not getting them in trouble with the law, they're also going out of their way to give them an excuse for why they would be doing it. Not saying that they were, but you know what I mean?
They are fixing a more, how do you put it? Like, the fact that they need to steal something and sell it right now so they can go get food for, like, today is an emergency. But that's today. Long term, they lost a whole bunch of shit. Like, they would have been fine. Like, they were hardworking people.
This is a symptom of a bigger problem, so we're going to shine light on the bigger problem.
So if we fix the bigger problem, they can have what they need. And I mean, it makes perfect sense. I think it's maybe a little, I don't know, is it too much for me to say it kind of goes against Goodkind's general view of, like, helping people out? Or is this just like one of those things where, hey, yeah, they did a shitty thing, but you did the right thing, and now this problem won't happen anymore?
Well, I think maybe because the people had the stuff to begin with and it was stolen,
it was taken from them.
There's a different mindset there, maybe. It's also interesting, though, that this woman tells these men this before she really knows about the new Lord Rawl, because the soldiers say at this point that they're going to talk to the boys anyways, on orders from the new Lord Rawl. They have to go talk to him, especially about this, like, stealing shit. They're supposed to not be
stealing shit?
Yeah. the Daharan soldiers. That's why I said, yeah.
Right.
I was like, wait, what am I saying?
That's
yes,
like what we
the
were
Daharans
saying.
can't be stealing shit, and they're gonna make it right.
Right. There's new management. They're gonna do the formal apology and be like, hey, I'm sorry my friends, like, crashed at your house and stole all your shit and peed in your car. They what? Or not. I don't know. But sorry they wrecked it, and we're going to make it right now.
Here's some wood
Officially.
and some fucking food. Okay? We're cool, right? They get directions to an inn nearby from these soldiers and to Aidendrill. It's just right up the road. Like, it's not that far, but they're gonna take a rest for the night.
And that tells us where these two are headed.
Yes.
Right? Like, ultimately, tonight they're going to stop, but now we know where they're going.
Right. And that also kind of leads the way for the soldiers to tell them that they're only out here because they're looking for the blood of the fold, who Anne apparently knows all about.
But the blood has, like, had ties with Jigang, right? Or not ties, but, like, they can coexist and not really have to care about them, so they're fine with all that. And all of that's from the old world, right? Them being from Nico Barisi.
Well, yeah, I mean, they have ties with Jigang now. I think, you know what, now that I'm thinking about it, Anne has had fingers in the New World, like, this whole time.
Oh, yeah, shit, yeah.
And I mean, I guess we haven't really said, but this is Anne. Like, obviously. Maybe
Anne's on her fucking game, apparently.
Yeah.
Not that we know who that is yet.
Yeah.
This is still
maybe we did. I think maybe we did say that. It was dropping hints.
We might have.
It was like dropping heavy hints. And it's Anne. Surprise.
Ta-da!
It's Anne. And she's had fingers in the New World this whole time. So obviously, I guess she would know about the blood. Because the sisters would have been writing back to her about it in the journey books.
Oh, absolutely. You gotta imagine that throughout the years of sisters coming into the New World to, like, find wizards.
Yep.
Somebody went to Nico Barisi at least once, you would assume.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, there's a chance. There's a chance.
It makes sense. So now yeah, all right, cool. Anne asks the soldiers if the Lord Rawl is at the keep. And after being weirdly relieved that he's at the palace, she thanks them and then says that her and her dumb and deaf brother need to get going so that their horses don't break their legs in the dark.
Oh, I forgot. She also says that he's stupid, too, because he starts laughing at this about when she's talking about Richard Rawl. Yeah. Now, she's relieved that he's staying at the palace because she tells them she might be able to get a chance to, like, talk at him right quick.
Yeah.
Because she wants to meet him, you know?
Or, like, see him on a balcony.
And then I like how she goes, because if he's in the keep, you know, that's all magic shit, and I don't want to fuck around with that. It's like, even though we know you were pulling some shit here through the whole first half of the chapter.
Yeah.
Very clever, that one.
That one.
But also, okay, so these guys are soldiers who work for Richard. And this is a strange pair of people that they happen to help out while traveling, as far as they know. And she's like, so, where's the Lord Rawl at? And they're like, oh, he's in here. Oh, is he sleeping there? No. He's sleeping over at the palace. You can find him there. Like, granted, he's protected and stuff, but no, don't say that.
It's also a little strange that they are searching for 3 people, blood of the fold. One of them is a woman, okay? There's 2 of 3 people that they come across, and they know that one of the people that they're looking for is magic. So, I don't know, I just feel like maybe a little bit more questioning of them would have been done, just to be like, you for sure aren't in disguise, right?
For really? You gotta tell me if you are, otherwise it's entrapment. That's what I hear. My friend told me that once.
I'm just saying, Daharans are like, kind of scared of magic in a way, like soldiers, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
And this soldier, we don't know specifically if he had actually seen Brogan with his own eyes, or Lunetta, so if he knows what they look like, other than their red capes, which they probably aren't wearing if they're running from you guys trying to be stealthy.
You gotta imagine that Richard has a guy who will draw that shit up. Like, hey, he looks like this. For the sake of, like, the timing of the book.
Yeah, say it,
like,
spread the word.
We just gotta find this guy, okay? Like, yesterday. Because we gotta shore this up in, like, 2 chapters. Yeah. So, well, speaking of finding, I am excited to tell you all about something that I found. Jade knows about it. She's already in on the secret. Yeah. But it's time for the beer break.
Hell yeah.
So tonight, we have Base Jam Hard Seltzer from Coopersville Brewing Company. And y'all, damn. Okay. No, this was really fucking good. Look, we tried, like we said, maybe 10 of the things on tap there, and the hard seltzer was like number 1 for a couple of reasons. First, it's a high percentage seltzer. 8.5 fucking %.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is not like a regular seltzer. That is some